Oh, Mr. Rengao, I was about to send you a message, brother. Ay, 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 ay. What's happening, brother? What's good? What's good? Students busy off and now you're hoping to relax. Rengao, do you know who sent me this book? Hello, Bert, and hello, Gyno Brain. Someone sent me Silman's Chess Odyssey, and I don't remember who it was who sent it to me. I remember talking to someone on chat. I don't remember whether it was Discord or Stream or whatever, and they sent it to me. I mean, I do have a name, but obviously the name doesn't mean a lot to me. You got a game for me, Jay Shah. That's good. That's very good. That's very good. Yeah, you need to guys give me a second. I need to duck out. What the frick happened just then? But yeah, I'm more than happy to have a look at the game and do a bit of anal. Never hurt anyone. Actually, that's not true. In fact, it did hurt most people. But anyway, we're more than happy to have a look at that. And I have got some agenda of my own as well, so we might be in for a treat today. I think I should make a agenda command with a stock standard response just for Rengao. It should say agenda anal. That's it. What do we reckon? Adcom. I don't know what Adcom is. What's that? Teach me. I'm too much of a millennial for that. Am I a millennial or a zoomer or boomer? Joel Kato. Bloody heck, buddy. You haven't been here for a long while. Yeah, we don't have it yet. We're discussing the possibility of having one. Whoa, J Sharp coming in with the goods. Hello, hello. Oh, I see. Yeah, I use stream whatever. Anyway, let me grab a bit of a drinky and we will begin. We'll begin. Alrighty, you absolutely beautiful humans. Let's begin our chess shenanigans for today. Oh, and does that work, Rengao? Like the viewers can add their own commands? Is that what it is? That would be pretty epic. Or is that only for mods, or how does it work? That would be cool if I could enable that. That would be actually very cool. Having said that, you would absolutely freaking mess up my thing. Yeah, right. Mods can. Yeah, that's epic. That's epic. All right, J-Shot, have you sent me the game, brother? I'm guessing the answer is going to be the affirmative. Yes, you did. No, you did not. Yes, you did. All right, Mr. J-Shad. It looks like a W. It looks to me like a W. I'm hoping that we are in the white trunks in this game. Alright, so I'm taking it that yes, we are white. Yeah, good, Mr. Twitch Chatter. Thank you. Very stressful last couple of weeks. Very stressful, but now it looks like it's over. The kitchen renovation has, all things being equal, has been completed as of 2 hours ago. So we should be golden. Why are we playing the Uzi move here, J-Shad? Why are we playing the Uzi move? So your next move after the Uzi move was Bishop D2, which begs one question, and one question only. Why are we not playing that right now? Hello, Milo. Welcome in, buddy. So, Mr. J-Shad, why are we not playing Bishop D2, and why don't we leave the Aussie moves for the Aussies? Actually, we don't know if it's OTB, or maybe we did, but I didn't read. And on that note, J-Shad, since you are not responding, well, I don't care. Like, put the bishop wherever you want. How is A3 an answer to I don't know where to put the bishop? That doesn't make any sense. It's a blitz game. And what I really want you to know, my friend, is that the other big thing that you want to do, it does stop b4, but like, what is your goal in this game? To stop b4? Why are we so hell-bent on wanting to stop b4? As a matter of fact, one of the most common plans in this setup for white is to provoke b4, which is what I was getting at. And after b4 knight a2, it is kind of awkward to babysit this pawn, and a5 opens up the b5 square for you. In fact, all best moves for black here ignore the hanging b4 pawn. But that already goes to show that, you know, it's a tricky business to play. Anyway, I'll let this slide in the sense that it's a decent enough move, but I would do everything in my power to not play a3. It's not a bad move, right? So I want it to be known. This one, on the other hand, maybe one, because now I have to take bishop c5. What do we do? Maybe rook f4. Yeah, I'm not sure if king h1 was a necessary addition to this or not. Yeah, you said that your opponent didn't play the opening well. I very strongly disagree with that. I think your opponent played actually a spotless opening up to this point at the very least. In fact, if anything, I slightly prefer black here. I don't know what you're referring to by saying he gave you too much. Like, up to this point, most definitely not. And I would also say that I would most definitely pick black here. I like this. It's cute. Okay, this is stupid. So the first bad move that they played was a move 18. I think it's safe to say that black played an absolutely spectacular opening. Now, my biggest question to you, good friend, is that unless I play something very dog shitty like this, what is gonna be your next move? So let's assume that I play a useful pass like this. How are you going to build this supposed attack? I'm not so sure if I am with you on this one. Merry Christmas to you, Thomas, too. E6 sax. I don't think that's a thing. Especially after rook e8, that doesn't seem to make to me any sense. Like, I just take it back, no? Thank you, Mr. Engao. Thank you, thank you. Unfortunately, Hanukkah this year in Australia has a very, very bad taste to it, but I'll take the kind wishes anyway. You do know, by the way, that I'm not Jewish, yeah? How so? Have you not heard about the absolutely horrific terror attack that happened about 3 days ago in Sydney? Bondi Beach mass murder. Hello, Repair. Okay, so yeah, I'm not buying this at the moment, but you're playing good chess. It's just I would like also to stress that your opponent is playing good chess too. Yeah, I think it's 16 by now, but yeah, it was absolutely horrific. Yeah. If you know what's good for you, don't look it up, because there is some absolutely harrowing live footage. By the way, welcome in, Casual Dad. So one interesting motive to note here is that although there's a lot of pressure on e6 and on the e-file in general, but we're not really threatening to take this. For example, bishop c5, because there's problems also down here. Yes, it was beyond horrific, yes. So take is not playable, because in the end we drop c3. Anyway, so bishop d5. And then 95. Now we are looking golden. Now we are looking golden. Yeah, it's a very high quality game actually, Jay Scheid. I think you both should be quite proud of this. Especially for a blitz game. This is of excellent quality. Now hold on a second. As much as I do approve of this idea, because after takes there is rook takes f6, isn't there a better sacrifice here that we can play? Yeah, like it's a strange thing to take this when you can just slaughter this and then go in here, 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 all of the above. Yes. Okay, we took h6, we took f6 now, okay, good. Very, very clean, man, very clean. Very clean, good. Very good. King G1, brilliant. Oh, hello. Hello. Good luck, senior citizen. Tell us how you went once you are finished. Give us your link of your game and then I'm going to occasionally have a look at it even. Just a Twitch chatter. Sacrifices is never a matter of liking it or not. It's a matter of good and bad moves. Sacrifice is not a style of play. It's an integral part of the game. Yeah, this was a very, very clean game. I'm gonna get a review on this. I'm curious to see, because I think that for a 3-minute blitz, this was pretty... Yeah, 89.6 for you, brother. That's very good. It's very, very good. I was very impressed with this game, Jay Scheid. Good on you, man. Well done. Well done. Well done. That was really cool. Very cool. Oh, Code in the house. And Lyndon Vanes Johnson. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, good sir. Alright, today I planned, guys, a bit of a guess the move business with some shorter games, if we might. And since we have got the one and only casual dad in the house, I'm going to present to you a game played by one of his club mates. Good old Luke. Good old Luke is going to be helping us to conduct the orchestra of the black pieces. The opening is going to be the Uzi version of the King's Indian. This is what you call you left your testicles at home when you got out of bed and went to work. That's E3 for you. And he is going to be punished very handsomely. Is Casual Dad still in the house? No, that's a pity. Who can tell me what openings are we playing right now with reverse colors? Still here. Good. Yes, that's the King's Indian attack with reverse colors. And that's why I was hoping that Casual Dad would be still here, because it's Luke Van Vele, your best buddy from your club, playing your opening, except with reverse colors, but that's irrelevant. So Rook E8, Rook D1, and E4 in true King's Indian attack spirit. Now F4 is a really, really weird move. And so was the response of the Dutch GM to this, at least in a way. Because... Oh, Cody coming in with a super chat. Hello. Because he didn't take this, which I think it should have happened. Because now E3 is very, very bad. E4 is never going to be played, and then easy B6, Bishop B7 completes development. But good old Van Vele went Knight F8, continuing the attacking pattern. H5, H3, Bishop F5, A5. I have zero idea why anyone would even consider B6 here. Mysterious move of the day. And from here on out, let's see how you guys would build the attack. So let's go. We are black. Coach, please pray for my friend. He ate at the Burger King today. Nah, he's done. He is beyond repair, buddy. Hopefully he can, you know, offer his organs for humankind. That's the best we can do with that one now. Alright, moves please, ladies. Moves please. Casual Dad says knight h7 because he is a beast of the King's Indian attack. Knight b3 played. And this is where Luke absolutely went ham. Some really fun chess style is on display here. I really like this. C5 is decently sensible here. I quite like it actually. Tikari, also known as the legend, wants G5, which is also in the spirit of the position, by the way. And I do like this. Wasn't played though, but I do like this. I think D4 followed, but D5 rather, excuse me, followed by knight D4 could be an issue here, unless we strike very, very quickly. But how could we possibly strike here? Hopeless Idealist, welcome in. Welcome. No one has called the crazy move yet. That is likely a way to lose, yeah. That is a likely way to lose. So knight g4 was played, ladies and gentlemen. Which appears to be a blunder according to the engine. So I'm glad you didn't call it. Derek gets credit for g5, which was a better move. And I think objectively c5 is best here, which takes all play, all wins out of white sails. Because now if I push it in, I can't get to d4. So perhaps c5 first, followed by g5, is the cleanest way to go. But he just went for it, man. He couldn't keep it in his pants. And I have mad respect for that. I have a great degree of respect for that. They played d5. Apparently the refutation is take, against which I'm sure Luke wanted to take back with the pawn. But after g3... Yeah, I don't know what this guy was smoking when he sacked it in like that. Yeah, b4 was also logical at the time, yeah. So, okay, this is a weird game from a 25-50 GM. Now it's beginning to look decent. Take. Actually, this is a plan. Maybe it's misrecorded. Maybe h3 wasn't played. Okay, none of this makes any sense, right? Okay, I think we are dealing here with a case of an incorrect sheet. Or rather an incorrectly entered game. So I'm going to skip this as much as I liked it. And I'm going to move on to next. Soz. It was either this or Little Asian Chat. She just started an OF, by the way. I don't think it's a correctly entered game. Oh, okay. Now this is definitely realsies, though. This is. Oh wait, did Cody send me a game? I didn't see that. Oh yes, he did. Oh yes, code mode. Okay, so I'm gonna look at code mode, and then we are going to come back to my agenda afterwards. Don't ask me why I know that Little Asian Chat started an OF. Okay, let's see our good friend Code. Playing against Messi Matteo. Okay, wait a second. So our opponent is playing the dog shit opening. Let's have a look at it move by move. So knight c3. That makes absolutely no sense. We take f4. That's perfect. Opponent plays knight f3. Now my first candidate move for sure here is d4, right? Like, I'm not looking at anything first other than d4. D also looks healthy, by the way. But d4 looks to me to be the most annoying, because when we can kick develop pieces, we kick develop pieces. Now 92 is probably only. And now there are two ways to rock the boat. The natural one, which I would recommend you to do, is knight c3. Now if they take on f4, we have got the crazy move g5. This is a hard one to find. And after knight d5 g4, white is in all kinds of trouble. No development whatsoever. Yeah? The wilder way to play is if we play g5 here right off the bat. And we just give up the d4 pawn, but we keep the f1 and we do this. And again, black has absolutely spectacular development. And white does not. Okay, so we took f4, which was good. And then we played knight f6, which is also decent. But this one allows our opponent to go back to the main line. And we failed to punish our opponent here. Ay. Okay, so bishop b4 seems most obvious to me, and only now c5, right? Mr. Code, are you in the house? Are you with us? Why? Why what, bro? I love the why questions. Why to develop a piece with a tempo? Is that really a question? You didn't mean to ask that, right? It's bishop b4, not c4. Because in the opening we are supposed to develop our pieces, right? And that's what this does. Also, after bishop d2, your opponent can no longer take on f4. Yes. But you didn't play bishop g4 either, so I still don't understand your questioning. I wish you had. That's also a very good move. But bishop b4 is infinitely better because it creates an immediate threat and it forces the bishop here, which means that this pawn is now kept on the board. Which means that you are up a pawn and you are winning the chess game. So I told you nothing now that you didn't know. Right? Like, none of what I said couldn't you work out. You didn't work it out, but you could have. That's my point. Just take. I don't know if I would take this first to c3, but it doesn't really matter. Take, and then develop. Yeah, because now this is on. So they can still not take this. We are well and truly +2 territory here already. Yeah, this is the problem, Cody, currently with your chess. Like, the #1 problem with your chess currently is that you try to remember things. Which is always the worst way to play chess. Is that you try to remember something that you have seen somewhere. No, fuck that. You need to play chess. Which is, by the way, why I would argue that you should try to stick to your e5 guns. Because your opponents, as you can see, play dog shit chess. But the problem is that, for example, when your opponent here played knight c3 and then knight f3, you didn't look at it like, how do I punish this? You thought about, this is not in my course. It's like, who gives a toss? Nothing is in your course, more or less, on what 1500 people play. Which is great news. But for you, it's bad news because you feel like you didn't study it. But in fact, it's a good news because if it's not in the course, by definition, it means it's a shit move. So you need to fall back onto what you know best. No, it's not. Because it's an incorrect move order. And it allows you to play d4. And as a matter of fact, this structure actually transposes into the Vienna Gambit structures, except that an inferior version of it from White's perspective. Oh, fuck, I remember this game. Ah! Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you about moves like this. It's just simply a matter of asking yourself before you play a move. What is my opponent's most likely response if I go to b6? This is a textbook case of one move-itis that, oh, look, I've got a discovery, let's go. As opposed to, okay, if I play queen b6, what are they gonna do about this? Oh, shit, they have bishop e3, pinning knight and actually winning the knight. Oh, okay, can't go there then. Just because you're up a queen, it doesn't mean that you get to drop the basic safety procedures. Like, I guarantee you, you didn't ask yourself what my opponent was going to play against this. Right? So, if you're asking yourself why you're losing games, these are the reasons, not the openings, primarily. Okay, back. We're still winning, but now it's getting harder because we need to get our act together. Okay. Okay. Good. This is total horseshit. Okay, I don't understand this move for the life of me. Why are we not trading rooks here? Ah, because this is hanging. Ah. So my question then is, why are we not moving here anyway? Because if they take this way, then you can go wherever we want with the queen and then eventually come in here and hurt them. If they take this way, then I reckon we'll come in from this angle, or if the rook fucks off, then this angle. But okay, we didn't trade rooks, we played queen e7. I really don't see what this move contributes to. Like, if I gave you another move with black now, what would you do? Oh, I'm calling bullshit on that. Dude, you're up a queen. Like, who cares if everything is guarded? Like, trade the fucking pieces off, right? Like, you're up a queen. Everything is guarded is an irrelevant piece of information. Once again, I'm going to link it now. I will just answer all the time with the watch the video of stop being the observer, be the thinker. I can't care less, man, if everything is guarded. That's like you're holding a nuclear bomb and you tell me that you couldn't do shit because they were holding a shield in their hand. It's like, I don't care. That's irrelevant. A nuke is gonna take that out and then some. So everything is guarded, I don't care. Like, don't tell me that. I know, I've got eyes, I can see. Why don't we trade rooks is my question. Everything is guarded is not an answer to that. In fact, everything is guarded is not an answer to anything that you should be asking here. Just fucking go, man. And like spending 2.5, like you have got 450 on the clock here. You spend half of your time on a move that did absolute nothing. Absolute zero. By your standards, man, that's unacceptable. Good. Good. Okay, now you have a very difficult move to find. That if you did find, you would have won a game in an absolutely spectacular fashion. I remember because I looked at this when you sent it to me. Chat, can you find the best move here for black? It's really beautiful. I don't think that I would describe Queen e4 as a particularly beautiful move. So that's a no. Hello, Czech ZJ. Oh, I already greeted you. And hello, Caesar. Junior Sheller is shelling away like a champion. Rook takes d4, guys, is the move. And after takes, we have got a mate in 2. That's the move. Now, not finding this, in my book, is acceptable. That's a very unexpected tactic. Falling for a mate in 1, not so much. Especially when we had queen g4 winning. Daniel Galvai or Thor, may I help you? What makes you assume that I need help? You intrigued me, sir. Yeah, please, help me. Help me. My bank account could do with a couple of extra $100,000 for starters. So what about if you start there? Well, if you didn't see the follow-up, it means you didn't see Rook d4, because it's like... that means that you saw a legal move on the board. There is not a lot we can do with that, right? E7 does nothing, brother. Like, it's made in 2. Hey, Tom from the UK is joining the party. Yeah, this is a very painful defeat, brother, but... yeah. You had everything you needed to have to win this chess game, and we botched it. And most of it was actually calculation and lack thereof. I mean, let's be honest. You blundered mate in 1, which to me means that, but this stands true for the whole game. The general routine of you constantly asking before making a move, what is my opponent's next move, was not part of the equation for the better part of this game. Yes, Atom, that's exactly it, yes. So if they play CD back, then you just take the pawn and then the queen penetrates and it's gonna be mate. Viral, the sexy Australian is doing great, thank you. Yeah, it looks like we're dropping the basics, Cody. We're dropping the basics, and that's never a good way to be. Never a good way to be. You messed this one up royally, brother. Like, queen takes d4 is a threat here. You can't play f3. You need to play d5. This is again textbook case of you trying to remember instead of understanding what's going on. You just got attacked on d4. When developed knights can be kicked, they should be kicked. This is not good. Fucking hell. Oh, that's a shit ton of blitz, man. Okay, so I don't understand what you're doing here, brother. You have a hanging knight, and you go like, hey, do you want to also attack my bishop so that I can have 2 hanging pieces? Really? How is that a thing? Yeah, my friend, you need to stop this mentality of you need to remember things. You don't. You need to play chess. You need to play chess. Not remember your openings. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will, actually. Alright, so I have got a banger for you. So let's see who can remember this game. Okay, let's start playing Guess the Move from here. white is essentially winning already. Caesar, the more you play, the more efficient you become at calculating, yada yada yada. Obviously, it's all skill related. Like the rook d4 idea is not rational to find. Yeah, of course, queen d5. Of course, queen d5. Well done. What do we do now? What do we do now? We are subscribing to the coach's YouTube channel is what we do. Queen d4 would be a very, very spectacular way to lose the chess game. Why is that a horrific move? Queen h2. More like bishop h2, but I will take it, good sir. I'll take it. Yes, so queen d4 is not a chess move. What is the chess move here, ladies? Where should that queen go? So queen d4, bishop takes bishop h2 check, loses the queen. We don't want to embarrass ourselves like that. It's definitely queen h5 and not g5, because you ask yourself, what does black want to do? Black wants to castle. What does queen g5 do? It forces them to play the move they wanted to play. Shite. Instead, queen h5 prevents castles because it's mate. Kudos. Alright, I need another strong move, please. Queen e4 was also playable, but it wasn't as good as queen h5. But yeah, that was on too. Okay, what does queen d7 want to do? Castle's queenside at least is on the cards, right? So if you play bishop c4, once again, you are guys doing what we shouldn't be doing. We are forcing them to play the move they want to play. That's not what you want to do. You want to prevent them from doing what they want to do. Hence, knight e4. At least now after castles you get to pick off this, which is 2 bishops, followed by f7, which is a tempo on the e7 knight, and an idea of bishop f4 coming. So now white is up a pawn, bishop pair, shit hanging everywhere. It's about plus 3.5. And Viral has found already the motif that is incoming here. Shout out to the man himself. Bishop h6. Now that is some sexy. The bishop is immune to capture because of knight f6. And we are threatening to take g7 followed by knight f6 next, among other things. They played queen c7, sidestepping the threat. And now we still need to pull some very, very seriously nasty moves to put this game away. So what do you suggest we do? Knight takes d6, any good? Well, what do you want to do after queen takes? Viral, how do you want to take queen on... Like, how do you propose this going down? Holy shit, man. That's some visualization. You said knight e6, queen e6, rook takes, queen g7. I swear to God, this is what it says. What? Hello? Oh, you meant bishop takes. Sorry, I'm being an idiot. I got really confused there. Yeah, that is actually a solid line there too. Yeah, it does win. It's not the best, but it certainly does win. Sorry, I don't know. I assumed that you genuinely wanted to move the queen. Otherwise, I would have immediately inferred that you meant bishop g7. I don't like knight f6, rook a6 because it cashes in on... Oh, actually I take it back. Because now we just take and we win. Yeah, potentially everything wins here. Which is very annoying, right? But Rapport played the best move by the engine's measure, which was knight g5. Wait, I'm making shit up. He played bishop c4, my bad. But knight g5 was best. But he did play bishop c4. Which is also very cool, because if you take this, then now I've got knight takes and then rook e6 with the tempo and everything. And even bishop e6 is fine because it cuts out the castling, yeah? So they went check. And queen e5. And what now? Yeah, exactly. So what do we do now? One final move and the game was over. This is the same blue bomb, by the way, who almost made it to the World Championship candidate. Or did he make it? Wait, did blue bomb make it? I'm now losing the plot completely. Yeah, he did make it. So yeah, this is the blue bomb who became a World Champion candidate, losing a proper time control game to Rapport in a haul of 18 moves. Yeah, I thought that he did make it. I am beginning to trip. Not bad. Not bad. Yes, he usually does bring joy to the chessboard. Not wrong. Not wrong. The queen is hanging ever so slightly on e5, my good friend. The queen is hanging. Alright, how to play good chess. Episode number 249. Why to move? Let's play good chess, folks. Let's play good chess. Of course I'm keeping track, Arctic Bay. What do you expect? E4. That's what good chess looks like. Very good. D6. Let's keep on playing good chess moves. Yes, is the answer just at Twitch chatter, but we don't care about theory because we are chess players, not theory players. You are most welcome, Colin Lee. A4 is the correct move indeed, because we want to undermine the b5 square, or rather the b5 pawn, so that we can get to c4 ASAP. For the same reason, the immediate 92 might have been a fine move too, but a4 is definitely a better move. Okay. Now white has got 3 very good moves. I want you to name one of them. By the way, Arctic, why would you want to play g3 when your bishop's diagonal has already been opened up this way? Yes, it is not a good opening. But I never said it was. A5 is one of the 3 best moves. That is correct. Knight to d2, played in the game, is the second one. I know, Arctic Bear. I totally know that. I also see sometimes people painting their hair in 47 colors and, you know, have nose rings, and yet I'm not inclined to do that. So I don't see, like, what would... Oh, if you recommended G3 here, that's a different story. I would still disapprove, but that's a different story. But maybe you meant it here, in which case I take it back. Here, definitely not. Because it's priority to develop fast, yeah? So, answer. A5 correct, 92 correct. What's the third best move? And by the way, Arctic, my main point is that you should never have... I have seen others do it, an argument for anything in life, really, by the way, but especially not in chess. Unless you can explain to yourself the why. The I have seen it in other people's games is perfectly relevant. That is totally meaningless. A5 was already called, folks. A5 and 92 out of 2 that we have had called. I need another move. Yes, it is bishop b5 check. And which is followed again by trade and the 92 knight c4. .92 was played in the game. G6. Bishop check. Bishop d7. Knight c4. All of these are painfully obvious moves. Note how beautifully white is doing the basics of chess. Which is what you guys on 1000 level, 1500 level, 1800 level, 2000 level constantly mess up. The basics. Queen d8 played. And now white has a sequence that is going to put white firmly in the lead. E5 is second best. I have got a creative pawn stack against this with bishop g7. And I'm not so sure. In fact, it's not even a pawn stack, because after takes I can take b5 if I want to. But also bc looks dangerous. So yeah, I'm not sold on this. I am not sold on this. There is a better idea here. King G7. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. No, that's actually positively really bad for you, Viral, to go... Well, very bad is harsh, but this is nothing to write home about. This is nothing to write home about. You can do better than that. Yeah, I knew that this was some smart aleck comment, Derek. I just couldn't figure it out, Mr. Tikari, how it was working. Hello, B6. What? Okay, let's go back here. Hello, B6. Good idea, by the way. I like it. But I'm not sold on this still. The correct way to play is a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner. It's not always the flashy stuff that wins the game. I find it difficult to come to terms with too, by the way. Renga will tell us if he's still here. Knight g5 is forcing black to do what they want to do, right? Which I think has been the theme of what we should not be doing in chess. I agree with you, Viral. It looked very sexy. Trade bishops and castles. That's very counterintuitive to trade into this, right? Because why do you develop your opponent's pieces? If you want a castle, you should just castle right away. But no, that's not good enough. We can do better than that. That's it, Mr. Scheller. Just take this, guys. Easy does it. Easy does it. And now after takes, we have got queen d4. Easy. Yeah, it's very simple, yet very effective. Rook g8 played. I mean, this is tantamount to resignation, right? The black is done. Oh, yes, it is. Absolutely. How can you say it's not that bad? Like, dude, it's like you're dying. It's over. This game is gone. It is over. We are playing 6 more moves in this chess game. 6 more moves. Queen e3. It's not even best, but I'm gonna let this slide. I mean, you just can't play against e5. You're gonna be killed. No, you don't need to trade this. I don't know why you guys are so jumpy about this. Like, it's not running away. Let them take and open up the A file. Why are we developing their pieces? Don't do that. So f6 played, which of course was done in misery, but like, what else? King f8, e5. Yeah, so they played f6 and knight d4, and the game is over. King f7. White to move. What would you do? Knight c6. I'm pretty sure that that's hanging, my good friend. F4 is playable, but we have got a better move here. Why do we need to take the bishop to play knight e6, Eddie, is the question. And isn't that what you want to see? Of course, knight e6. 100%. Every day of the year. Because after bishop takes, pawn takes, now they are completely dead. What is our best move here against king takes? Pretty much everything wins. But there is one particular move that is very cool. It is a queen move, but it's neither of those. Calder, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Legendary human. Legendary human. It's a bit of an unexpected one. Queen to b3 it is, and the discovery is going to be terminal. Very, very neat. And now you are very happy that you haven't traded the bishop, like many of you wanted to. So, they drop back to f8. Rook c1. Who can explain to me the logic behind this move, apart from developing the rock? But why now? Why there? What's the point of rook a c1? This is typically a move that you can understand and explain to yourself if you have the right type of thinking here, which is the what does my opponent want to do next? No, no one is talking sense except for Bodaishin. So the answer to my question is that black wants to play a6. Therefore, we play rook c1 so that a6 can be met by knight b6 so we can play rook c8. This is how a chess player thinks. Did you see that question? The answer is a move, and then the countermeasure against the move is a sequence of lines. So once again, what does my opponent want to do? a6. What do I have against that currently? I have knight b6, but after rook a7, it's not quite a clear-cut win yet. But if I play rook c1, that the only sensible move they have left on the entire board loses by force to knight b6. This is the type of thinking that most club level players don't do. G5 was played, which is a testament to how horrid Black's position was. And now there is actually a very neat maneuver that wins the game on the spot for White. Very nice. I don't know what you mean when you say develop the queen. It's extremely rare that we use the words develop and queen in the same sentence. You would probably want to just move it. But no, the opponent wants to develop what's not developed, right? And to break out. And in order to do that, you need to kick this. Like, the queen has only one legal move, which is queen c7, which walks into rook c1. So that's not something that Black wants to do. No. Like, your priority, brother, is that this is the last thing you want to move, right? You want to move this and this before. I don't know why you're so attracted to wanting to move the queen. But that should be the last one you do. No, dusting and flying, the vast majority of chatters wouldn't have found it on account of seeing that tactic. And yes, after g5, knight, queen h3, and this mate is basically unstoppable, which is insane. But Black is so utterly passive and boxed in that they've got nothing against set plan. Yeah, rook c1 is an easy move to find. It's the reasoning behind it is what is harder. Yeah, exactly. I mean, rook c1 was the natural move to play. It's just that we managed to find a very good reason to actually play it. Yeah, of course. It was a tragic position. It was a tragic position. Oh, no. There is no our knight and f5. It's mate. That knight is never going to go to f5. Because you can't stop the mate that is highlighted on the board. It would go to f5 in a different game. But we are so winning here that we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, you are actually right. After bishop h8, I don't have mate yet. So I would just take this, right? And then I wish you good luck with the rest of the game. Because now you have to stop the mate here. And rook g7 loses the bishop. Bishop g7 loses the mate, right? So, well, it is much better to be white here because Black resigned here. So, yes. I dare say that you are correct. And it is much better to be white when we are winning the game. I totally agree. I don't know what you're trying to argue here, my good friend. Like, no, there isn't, mate. You just lost the game. So, what do you want me to do with that now? You are right. There is no mate here. It's only plus 14. Take your win, brother. Take your win. Ooh, this is filthy. Okay, let me see what I can get. Dusting and flying. Most club level players misunderstand the importance of castling a great deal, and you seem to be one of them, because castling in this position with white is incredibly low priority, because castling fundamentally is a safety move to secure your king. It has a secondary effect, which is that it brings the rook into the position. Now, right in this position around here, you need neither. You definitely don't need your king secure, because it is secure. And since there are 0 open files on the board, you also don't need the rooks yet. Therefore, everything else is priority, such as rapidly developing your pieces, kicking queens, optimizing piece placement, and just bringing the fight to black. Yeah, at times it may cause you lose momentum, but it's case-to-case basis. It runs on a case-to-case basis. Yeah, I would replace the word learn to understand, but yes, we are on the same page. When Hikaru says it's too much calculating, that usually means it is too much calculating. Given that he literally, like, has a... Well, not literally, but, like, he has a calculating machine built in his brain. So when the guy says it's too much, you can rest assured it is too much. Yeah, there is that too. I mean, the guy has absolutely impeccable intuition too. I am not stalling, by the way. I'm just merely looking for our next example. Okay, this will do. However, I desperately need to pee, so I'll load up the game and be right back after, well, 214 seconds. Okay, Folkerinos. The boss is back. The boss is back. I wonder how you pronounce this guy's name, by the way. I would pronounce it as Kietil Lia, but I'm pretty sure that that's like not even close. Does anyone know how to pronounce this? So hanging pawns, ladies and gentlemen. The good old hanging pawns. Is it Vietnamese? No, not even close. It's Norwegian. How could this be Vietnamese, brother? You think that it's silent K? So it would be like Jetil or Yetil. Jetil. Jetil. Okay, cool. I never know what to do. Well, let me enlighten you, brother. Checkmate them is what you need to do. I don't know though which color you're referring to. Alright, well, let's see how Jetil Lee wins this in 7 moves with white. Knight c6. And as our good friend Daniel is demanding it, rook e1 played. It's not necessary, but it's good. Rook e8. Slightly sus. Rook c1. Playable. Typically you want rook c1 so that you can pull the bishop back and then put the queen up to d3. At least is one of the plans, but there are multiple of those. Rook c8 played. Now white played a3, which I dislike quite strongly. One of the golden rules of thumb in both IQP and hanging pawn structures is that can we break? And when the answer is a resounding yes, you do that. And the reason why it works here is this because after take, the queen can't take because of check. And what this usually does is that it opens up both diagonals towards the black king in a very annoying fashion. So knight a5 you trade, bishop takes, and then you chuck in this in the center. And now we are already threatening to take this, followed by queen check, followed by queen check here. A very standard tactic. So king h8, a shocking move. The idea, of course, is that black wanted to make knight d4 work. The irony is that it falls to d5, takes, and then knight g5, exploiting the fact that the king stupidly abandoned f7, which is now forced to go back to g8. It's really funny. And the reason why it is forced to do that is because after rook f8, knight d5, knight d5, we have got 2 winning moves here, but one is a lot better than the other. Courtney! Welcome in. Knight takes h7 is the way to go indeed. Appetitious. Oh my god. Not appetizing even, appetitious. Piss off with this high English. Yeah, queen g4 is gonna sting. Is gonna sting. Of course, the plan B was to simply play queen h5 here. But it's not that winning because after take, there is take here. So you need to be cautious. Knight h7 is best. Knight f4, queen g6, knight f4, queen g4, and this is pretty much game over. Knight g6, tuck, tuck, tuck. Knight d4 only move, then you take, and then you pin. And this is the glory of a beautifully coordinated army. Indeed. So Jetil Lee went knight g5 first, but this was also good enough. King g8, and of course d5. And now all hell is about to break loose. In fact, it has already broken loose. 2 more moves and the game is over. Takes. What do we do? Let's go, team. Let's go. Knight takes is correct, but what do we do if the knight then captures on d5 in turn? I like it when someone says, let's go knight d5, and then someone says, why not knight d5? I don't know. Good chatting. Good chatting. Nah, the idea is better than that, Eddie, because this is mate in 4. So we don't play chicken chess with bishop h7 first. We go here. It is mate in 4. 3 even. Check. That's the key move. Don't rush this check first. Because now if king here, then it's mate. If king here, it's mate with the knight. And if knight takes, then we have mate down here. Welcome in, the Oblivion. Welcome in. Yo, let me play against you. I let you play against me, except I'm not playing, so... Yeah, yo. I'm very happy that you found me. Welcome in. How about if Yo is not letting you play, but instead warmly invite you to join us as we try to further our chess skills and learn about this beautiful game. How's that? Yo. Yeah. Throw it in, Eddie. Throw it in, buddy. Just promise me that you did try your best to actually think and calculate. Hello, Mr. Taka. How are we going? Go Problems is in the house. Oh, by the way, where the fuck has Tindy been? Tindy is my man. Where is the man? The Grimfeld has some teething problems. I remember you already playing Grimfeld before, so you're full of shite. I love myself some experimentation against d4 at the moment. I don't know if that made any sense, but I will let it fly. Do I play shogi? Regrettably, I do not. And if I tell you why I'm not playing shogi, I think you will hate me for life, so I'm not gonna say it. We all know already in the chat that I am going to say it, but I'm still waiting for some prompting. So Eddie, have you sent me anything? Yeah, 8 Q and you are very bad. Yeah, I don't even know the ranking system in shogi, so I wouldn't be able to tell what that means. You can add me as a friend for sure, my friend. Absolutely, please do. Yeah, so I tell you now what my problem with shogi is that the pieces are the same in terms of shape, and the way you distinguish them is the characters drawn on them, which to me is really weird, and I don't think I could wrap my head around it. I will let you work that out, Mr. Oblivion. It's a very, very tough challenge, and I hope that you will conquer that challenge. How to add friends on ChessCom. Yeah, that's what I reckon I would struggle with shogi. It's the reading and understanding of which piece is which. Well, shogi is basically, from my understanding, is an improved version of Crazy House, right? So it ought to be a very good game. No question. I'm guessing this is Eddie. Oh! Eduardo! Coming in strong. Fucking hell.
2 games again as per the usual.
Okay.
Dabbling in the Grunfeld a little and got a win with it. Also a bad loss versus the hillbilly variation of the Caro.
Well, send it, brother. Send it. Send it. I'm not seeing it. I don't think you have. I haven't received anything. Did you send it on Chesscom? Oh, yeah, okay. I think I got it. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's start with the Grimfeldo. Let's start with the Grimfeldo. Okay, black is better. Next game. Did you win this? Thank you, Day. So far, perfect. Exact moves I would have played. Yep, perfect. Whoa. So there is a little bit of tactics city going on here. There is a beautiful double attack here, my friend. Can you guys hear my daughter singing? a little tactico here. There is a little tactico. Great background music. I don't know about that, Courtney. I think you're assuming too much about my daughter. She's a fabulous human. But the singing department is debatable. Adorable? No, she's past that age when you would describe anything she does as adorable. It's now either cool or lame. But she's happy, and that's always cool. Okay, so let's identify loose pieces, shall we? Since we are looking for a tactic based on a double attack, which I may not have verbalized as such, so now I am. Yeah, Queen C6. Book, book. Unexpected, but it works like a charm. Now, on that note, I do like Rook D8 because that's second best. Easily. Easily second best. Bishop E3 again now. Now you are far more likely to find Queen C6 because Bishop E3 lines the Queen up. So you are naturally looking at the possibility of moving the Queen out of dodge. And then you go like, well, this is actually freaking sexy. Like he playing Queen C7 is like, what the heck, bruv? What the heck? Yeah, this like this direction where the game is headed here altogether. I would have considered putting this on the long diagonal like here. I don't know why your mind is defensive here, dude. Like, what? Why would you be defensive here? I don't understand that. Why are we defensive? We analyze games, Noble Fists. That's what we do. Well, among other things. Yeah, of course, Queen C6 hits hard, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a bit too many queen moves for my liking. Oh, Jesus Christ. F3. Wow. Wow. Oh, for fuck's sakes. A6, bro. What? A6. Eddie. Your opponent plays an absolute dogshit move. And we go like, let me punish it. Hold my beer. A6. Take that. And your opponent collapsed under the pressure and resigned. The fuck is this, man? Hello, Mr. Sushi. Have you updated the file? How did the tournament go? No, they didn't. They didn't. I don't understand why you are worried about bishop a4 at all. But if you are, instead of playing the chickenest move on the board, why wouldn't you play b5? Which actually has benefits, unlike a6. I don't get what's going on here at all. Yeah, I usually do, Eddie. I usually do. Well, no time like the now, brother. No time like the now. And by the way, playing shit and still scoring 2.5 out of 3 is definitely a good way to be. Playing badly and not scoring is the worst way to be. Eddie, your opponent forgot to show up to this game, man. I don't know what you... Oh, I see what you mean. What finals? I don't know. What finals is what? Tennis or what? B4 is butt ugly here, man. It's like putting all of these and creating all these white holes. School is irrelevant, dude. Come on. Besides, entering a game is about 2 minutes per game, so shape up and do that now. Yeah, white is cooked here. This looks like a bit premature. Which is what she said too, right? Yeah, I would have played the rook c8 and just watched them. I don't know what you're talking about, Sushi. Enter the game. Into the study. Like always. Yeah, wait a second. We are losing e7. Why would you even consider this, Eddie? Are you telling me that you're trading this for this? And you want me to not to rage about that? Hello? What? It's not simplification, my friend. It's stupefaction. Yeah, that was horrid, man. That was absolutely horrid. And now it's a draw. I have no idea why you would do this. I have absolutely no idea how you justify this, to yourself. That in this position you said the following things to yourself. Hey Eddie, why didn't you trade this beautiful pawn for this piece of shit, followed by, or rather combined with, trading this absolute marvel and delight for this fat pawn? Why don't you do that? And you answered your own question with a resounding, oh, that looks like the shit. Let's do it. This is what went down here, brother. That is sheer insanity. And then your opponent went absolute apeshit crazy and allowed you to win a free game. Okay, what is the most obvious move here for black, guys? To win this chess game. If you played rook b1 followed by b2, I'm going to bang my head against my keyboard. And I already can see on the panel rook b1, but I don't see the move beneath. But if it's rook b1 by b2... Yeah, you go, Sushi. You go, Sushi. So, Courtney, what is the correct way to play it, love? H6 is met by H4, regrettably, so it's still not... Like, we need a bit more than that. Well, this is your way to redeem yourself, Courtney, and come up with the goods. I would even say to you, especially, to show me the goods. And I'm sure that that will definitely spark a fire in you. The possibility that you can show me the goods should be a very exciting one. You would hope. No innuendo whatsoever added to this. Alright, well, anyone else? It's really not hard. Which means that it actually is really easy. And what do you do, Yish, when I defend the pawn with rook h3? It's not bad, but there is a lot cleaner way to do this. Courtney, I don't know what you're smoking, love, but when you go check, I will take your rook, and I'm still controlling this square. Sorry, that was very condescending. I take all of that back. You are not threatening with a check, because I take you. So, I'm gonna spill the beans for you guys. Why don't we walk this king here and kick the rook in the face? Thank you, kid_34 for the follow, by the way. Isn't it by far the most obvious answer? Like, let's just freaking go. Since at no point can they take, because then rook c2, b2, rook c1 check is queen, yeah? So whatever they play, we go, we go, we go, we go. And we go. And now they have to move up and down here. And then you follow. And then you just go up with the king and you support the king with a pawn and it's going to promote. The problem with pushing the pawn all the way up like Eddie did it is that you actually... Okay, so they lost here to rook h1, and the fact that Eddie didn't play rook h1 here makes me want to quit the game analysis and just go like, Eddie, go to the corner now and don't come out of set corner for 10 minutes. Solid. Like, bro, seriously. Like, this is rook ending 101, that now the king is stuck on these two squares. Because anywhere else it goes, it gets checked. Or we have got this tactic. This happens to you before you read the 100 endgames, you must know. So the white king is stuck on these squares. The winning idea is to bring your king up. The problem with that idea is that when you do bring the king up, I can check and you have no hiding square, which is why you don't push this pawn up. Because if the pawn is on b3, you can put the king underneath. Now, the reason why we are still winning is because you can simply go and eat this. But this endgame technique is an F on the grading scale of A to D. It's an F by Eddie. And by Hamidovin as well. Holy smokes, that was an absolute train wreck of rook ending. Okay, let's have a look at the bullshit open. What? There are people on 1600 rapid level who play bishop c4 here. You're welcome, Courtney. Anytime. What the frick is this? What? You took this. If you don't go to the corner, I will. Like, I will just excuse myself, go to the corner, but the corner I'm pointing at, by the way, has a standing light in it, so it would be very awkward for me to stand there. But for goodness sake, man, like, what is this? And then Jazz says that he would too. What the fuck is wrong with you two? Yeah, let's give up pins. Let's give up bishops for knights, because that's what we learned in E1 chess lessons, yeah? What are you two smoking? Bad bishop. Where? Where? Where is the bad bishop, bro? How is this a bad bishop? Since when? Oh God, Jazz. Someone with your chess skills. How can you say that? Oh my holy Moses. Like what? Please explain to yourself, not to me, to yourself. What makes this a bad bishop? How? How is that a bad bishop? Oh my word. Oh boy, I need to have a drink. I need to have a drink on this. Jazz, how can you be a chess god and have such bad takes at the same time? I don't understand that. Sinister Shadows, welcome. I will pretend that you didn't say either of those things. I will pretend you didn't say you would take, and I will pretend you didn't say bad bishop. Because we know that bad bishops we can talk about when there are a lot of pawns on the color of the bishop fixed on the color, and typically the pawn is stuck behind, the bishop is stuck behind the pawns. We have no fixed pawn structure, the bishop is not stuck behind them, and we have got a ripper of a pin. My opponent here is my own anger, which I'm finding very difficult to control at the moment. So yes, Jazzmonton would be the answer, but I love jazz to the moon and back, so it cannot be the answer, right? But sometimes he's testing my patience just to have some. That's his way of creating content, right? Fucking hell, bishop f3. Ugh! What do you do with the bishop in cases when the opponent unpins himself by protecting the knight with the bishop in different bishop pins? That is a bit of a question. Like, I'm telling you that a Ferrari is a really, really good car. And then you ask me, but what do I think about cars that have got two wheels and in fact are called bicycles? I don't know. It's a very different animal, isn't it? And by the way, the answer to the question is that I celebrate them. I'm like, good-o. Now, what do I think about pickleball is a very good question. Good one, Courtney. That was the idea. That was the idea. That was the idea. I mean, we have come to now. This is why I don't. I really, really dislike it when people engage with a chess concept which is expressed on what I like to refer to on a philosophical level. Like, pins are good for you. And then we try to twist that and take it out of context and then engage with that merely and purely on philosophical levels. Like, okay, but what if the pin is broken? What am I now going to do with my bishop? And we start going into this storytelling nonsense. Like, here is my answer to you. French classical main line. One of the biggest lines here is bishop g5 pinning the knight. And one of the most popular, in fact, the most popular response to this is bishop breaking the pin. And now you're asking me, do I have regrets about the pin? No. Do I think it was a bad move? No. Am I concerned about the future of my bishop? No. Life goes on, brother. Was it still a good move? Yes. Has it been dealt with? Also yes. Isn't that a contradiction? No. E5, and I'm going to trade. And now, for the fans of Jazz Mountain, we have got a case of a bad bishop, because it's behind pawns that are fixed on the color of the bishop. Shout out to chess concepts used in the correct context. Alright. Whoo boy, let's go. Yep. No, you're not. Not at all. You are learning, brother. And you know it too. King h8. Eddie, I dare you. I dare you to tell me you play King h8 because you wanted to attack on the G file, and I am gonna ban you. I was gonna say I'm gonna quit the stream, but I'm not gonna do that because that would punish 84 other dudes in the house. What the frick is King h8, brother? This king wants to be here. Where do kings belong in the endgame? Center. The fuck is this? What is this, man? And how many times have you heard from me personally alone that endgames, forget about attacking the king. It doesn't exist. It's like you're trying to fuel with petrol your Tesla. It's gone, brother. As soon as you bought your Tesla, you're not using fuel anymore. It doesn't work. In fact, it's gonna ruin your vehicle. We have gone from a beautiful endgame scenario, which looked very, very promising, to total pusity. Yeah, Sinister, listen to Tikari's advice. Actually, Tikari is probably one of your best person to listen to because he is a professional, as in he has a job and he plays chess alongside the job, and so he understands. And a family man too, by the way. So yeah. So what you are doing, Eddie, here is that you are following a plan that never works in endgames, period, followed by putting all your pawns on the color of your bishop and fixing it on the color of your bishop, thus turning it a bad bishop. Wait a sec, I think I have a delivery. Was it a knock? You're allowed to open the door, by the way. We're leaving Canberra, not in Somalia. Alright. Thank you so much. Do you need a signature or are we good? Good one. Merry Christmas and right up to you. Cheers, man. Now, please. I love you. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, he was joking. So the correct way, Eddie, just to be, so that we are clear on this, would have been that you see that 93 is coming, right? And so what you do is, unfortunately, we have to play some fugglies here, is that you prepare the defense of it. And you bugger off with the bishop, and now you have covered your pawn. A better way to do this, but this is a bit higher level of thinking, is to release the tension by taking this and then playing f5. This is going to be followed by you putting the bishop on c5 and pushing the pawn to e4. Note how I'm doing the exact opposite of what Eddie has done in the game, where he casually put all of his pawns on black. What I'm doing is I'm putting all of them on white so the diagonals open up for my bishop, turning it into a good bishop. Is it? Yes. Today would be nice. Thank you. Yeah. As opposed to airy-fairy nonsense pie in the sky attack followed by botching your bishop to death. Okay. What do you guys think would have been the best move for white in this position? There are 3 reasonably good moves for white. G4 is a very good way to secure the light squares. Brilliant. I said white.
I put a bit more.
Thank you, sweetheart. And the fork? That was a very complex task that you needed to pull off. I asked my gorgeous daughter to give me some watermelon and a fork, and she provided the watermelon. Trooper. B4 is hanging Courtney, and what we're doing here is that we're not asking the question of what does white want to do. What white wants to do is to secure these pawns. Thank you, love. Shut my door, please. To fix those pawns on a dark square, right? Because if they start rolling, then Eddie would unbad his bishop and turn it into a good one. Alright, so black next move wants to be this. Therefore, the correct moves are g4, knight g3, and f4, somewhat surprisingly, is also correct, in fact, best. Because now white is threatening to play f5, which would secure the entire change on the wrong square. Yeah? In fact, this is by far the best move. Okay. That's dog shit. That is also dog shit. We needed to play here f5. Malcolm, f5 he just accelerates black's death because you drop back and now this pawn is not defensible. Now all of these pawns are gonna fall out of the sky. Eddie is very busily working on losing this game. Again, f5 was a playable move because now we can actually shockingly penetrate on g3 with some meaningful ideas. Well, I wish you were, Eddie, but you were not. I am executing your plan. You are not. Like, what you're doing is doing absolutely nothing. What I did for you was that I incorporated your idea into a coherent plan, highlighted by the arrows. What you are doing is called attackitis or one-moveritis or whatever Danya used to call this. God bless his memory. Yeah, like, you are doing nothing. You're going to double up, and after rook f2, you will be like, oh shit, what now? That's what you are doing. Not even. One move-itis, thank you. Thank you, Zislaya. Fucking hell. Like, it is absolutely hilarious to watch you two play this out. I'm not even going there. That's a curious blunder. Isn't this hanging this pawn? Yeah. Isn't that, Eddie, the textbook case of us having had to calculate 1, 2, 3 moves. 3 moves ahead, brother. 3. And yet we managed to not to do that. So in this position we found king f8. Why? Yeah, Eddie, I don't know what to do with that statement because it's not gonna happen. Okay, this was a shocking endgame. Absolutely shocking endgame. King f8 was to give up my pawn to take his. Why are you giving up your pawn, bro? Like, why don't we keep it defended and take his? Like, are you some kind of charity worker or something? Like, why are we giving up our pawn? Since when was that a requirement? Like, are we working for the Salvation Army or are we working for trying to not lose chess games? I don't get this concept of I want to give up my pawn for theirs. Like, fuck that. I want to take their pawn, period. Well, I don't want to push my luck here, but I think it was more the lack of logic rather than a poor one. And Drift King is very correct, by the way, on saying that actually losing this for this is the worst thing that can happen to you, because we are going to end up with 2 pass pawns running at you down here, which is the definition of a dead lost rook ending, when your opponent has 2 connected pass pawns. But the fact that we got here is a shocker, mate. Like, e4. How? I don't understand how these moves are born in the world of Eddie, who is a decent 1700 rated player, and just hanging d4. Likewise, why would you take this? Like, we can play c5, plant the bishop on e3, which shields off the e file, and then you can start building up for e4 break. Why would you take this, man? Fucking let's have some fun. Put it in here, what she said. Rook e2 on the legal move. And then just play chess. Yeah, well, there were multiple points where you were doing well, but yeah. Look, here's what I would do, Eddie, if I were you. Which is quite ironic that I say this, because I'm going to say shit now that I told you already multiple times. But since I'm a generous man, I am also generous with my advice. If I were you, I would quit Tenno altogether, like yesterday. I would exclusively play 15-10. And I would then come back to ChessCoachAndras, submit my game, and if ChessCoach says, my thinking is still non-existent, I would really start pushing myself into seriously more depth. Because every time I look at your game, I have the impression that I'm looking at a game, and I don't mean it with malice at all, that was played between 2 blokes who are very friendly with each other in a pub over 2 or 3 beers, a cigarette, and staring at a chick dancing on the stage. This is the impression of every game you submit. That it's a half-assed, fun, jolly, no one gives a shit kind of game. If we win, good. If we don't win, also good. Yeah, I look, if that's what you want to do, I'm all for it. But then it sort of loses the purpose of submitting it for improvement, right? Because my mission is to make you a better player. If you are not interested in that, that's totally cool. But if you are, then we have to change the circumstances. Because this is, yeah, it is the same loop that you are in every single time you submit a game. I don't want to see you necessarily, you know, I mean, I do want to see better games. But what I would really want is to you consistently showing up with the right mentality. By the way, this is the delivery was my wife's Christmas gift. But I'm not gonna show it because what if she watches the stream? Noble Fists. I actually wanted to read that as Noble Farts. I do think that Tenno is inferior in every way to 15-10. I also say this to my students all the time, and I don't know why you folks don't do this. There are multiple chess platforms around the globe. So if you want to play a chess game, then start a challenge on both of them at the same time. Whichever gets on first, you play that, you cancel the other one. It's really not rocket science. The pieces move the exact same way on both platforms. Yish, have you put forward any goods for this game analysis, or you just sent it to me for shits and giggles? I quit playing for now as I lost 1,000 rating points. Bullshit, did you lose 1,000 rating points? What the fuck, Jazz? You lost 3 games and the average move number is like 15? What? Shout out for H3, by the way. And you have no right to resign a game here. Absolutely no right. I would be losing it very, very, very seriously if you were my student and you resigned it here. You shouldn't want to play f4 Jazz because knight c4 is a threat you don't want to allow. And f4 is the wrong plan anyway. Kind of. Actually, you can even allow this. Like, this is quite playable. It really is. And now f4 is good to go. But you could also just sidestep it with something like queen f2. But why the hell did you resign this? Like, this is beyond... Like, what? Like, white is slightly better, right? What's going on here? Oh, I didn't know that if you dislike the position, then we just casually resign a game. Like, what? Yeah, I have nothing to say, man. Like, you resign the position where white is slightly better. I told you this already so many times that before you start working on your chess, you need to work on your self-esteem. Or the lack thereof, rather. Why would it lose a piece? Like 92. This is very well played chess. Beautiful chess, man. Absolutely beautiful chess. I mean, blundering this is not helpful.
Game where I found some good defensive ideas.
But even here, after bishop a4, black is better, and you pick off b3. Again, this is a complete mental collapse. Has nothing to do with chess. Absolutely nothing. Wow. I don't know what to say, bro. Bro, what is it that you don't hate? Like, that's it, Jazz. Like, what the heck is going on with you, brother? I know I was not asked to look at these, but I did, and I'm like, really? Like, if your head is not in the right headspace, don't play chess, man. Like, you just resigned a completely equal position with black because of, oh, I don't like it. It's like, come on, man. Suck it up. Wait, what the frick is going on here? Oh, you sucked in knight g5. That's not good. The Roy Lopez, that's unacceptable. That's the only time when you rub their face in their filth and beat them up like mad. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, so you could have just castled here ready like a chess player, but you wanted some entertainment, and so you played knight h5. Fine. Let's see where it takes us. This is gonna be a fun ride, I can tell already. Yeah. Yeah. 98. Is that the move that we came up with? Knight to e8. Eddie says, I have got a game for you, coach. You will be proud of this. Knight e8. Put your pieces in the center. What the fridge, bro? Knight e8. I swear to God, if you ask me about candidate moves, here for black, knight e8 would not have made it in the top 20. Not a chance. Zero. With all due respect, sir, how the fuck did we come up with this? Like, how? What is the idea? Queen d8 followed by bishop c8 and then bishop h8, right? Why are you trading bishops when you have got the bishop pair, bro? Like, what? I love this when we are reinventing the wheel, by the way. Like, what is the most obvious chess move on the board? Rook 88. Thank you very much. Every single chess player above rating 1000 would say, most natural move here, Rook 88. From here on out, for you to not play Rook 88, you either have to convince yourself that it's really shit, or the move that you are about to play is so much better that it gets to override the general wisdom. By the way, shout out to Fen Beingold. Don't play shit moves. He says bad, but I'm going to now exaggerate. That you know are shit. You know that this is shit. Don't play it. Can I tell quickly when people have seen many chess games? Yeah, I can. Hey, it looks ugly as sin, man. Ugly moves are bad moves. Don't play that. Okay, that's it. Dismissed. Analysis over. You did not play this game well enough. And now we have to play f5. Woo, man. Shit, if this is the game we played well. Mind you, Queen b3 was genius at work. How to lose a completely winning position in one move. Call me Yid tells the answer. Check. That will do it. Because now after c4 we are going to take this and they can't retake because of mate. I hate to be a dick to you, Eddie, but which defending idea did you appreciate in this game? So we missed bishop h5. We played good. Good knight f6. Good recapture. Good queen d5. So I credit all of these, but these are not defensive moves. Right? So work with me. Absolutely horrific. Only move to stop a checkmate wins the chess game. This is a very interesting thing, and I really don't say this to rain on Eddie's parade, but about 90% of the time, below a certain rating level, people have a completely false narrative about what actually happened in their own games. Like completely false, not even close. Especially games where things got really messy and they felt that they were not in control. God forbid it was an opening that they didn't feel familiar with. Usually their perception of what happened in that game has actually nothing to do with reality. This is a textbook case. And I really don't mean to say this to hurt Eddie's feelings. We are way past that. But, like, you saw it. You wouldn't believe the number of times I see people analyze their own games, and the comments on the games, you just go like, oh my word. Everyone would have been far better off if those notes were not taken. How was this 92? It's a very easy 92. I tell you why. Because Eddie did not blunder a single thing in this game. There was not a move played by Eddie that impacted the outcome in a negative way. On top of that, his opponent put minimal pressure on Eddie. It is also known as playing the London. And as a result of that, because of the game score is relative to the strength of your opponent's play, combined with how the moves impacted the outcome, since none of Eddie's moves impacted the outcome of the game negatively, and your opponent did nothing to further their own cause to win the game, also known as the London, 92 is a given. And actually it's 93.8 according to ChessCom. It's as simple as that. But what most people don't understand or tend to forget is that your game score is at least impacted as much, or at least 50-50 determined by how much resistance you were facing. It's very easy to score a 95 plus game, even if you are 1200 rated, if your opponent does this. Because almost, it doesn't matter what you do with white, it's not going to impact the outcome of the game negatively. So the worst that can happen is that you miss the forced win and prefer a move that still maintains the winning qualities of the position, but misses a forced mate. Oh, that's the same. They're counted on the exact same way. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did say that indeed that game analysis should be done with the engine off. It's good to keep the bar. That's the video about, where you have the bar as a reference to know when something major happened. Just a Twitch chatter. It's basically the deviation of the optimal move in every single position. And it's measured in a very complicated way, which I'm not educated enough to explain. Where did you send it, Courtney? I got nothing from you. Mr. Gamer Boy Jacob, warm welcome to you. I'm very happy that you would like me to play with you, but it's not going to happen, brother. For many, many reasons. The main one is that I very rarely play on stream, because instead we try to learn chess. And turn ourselves into better players, which makes this stream a very unique place to be, but a very useful one. Trust me, you would be a lot better off if you just stayed and listened for 10 minutes to this rather than playing a game. Alright, let's see Courtney. Courtney, love, which color are we? You're white. Oh, of course, you are a Danish. Of course, you are a Danish aficionado. As you should be. F4, please, or else you are dismissed. Courtney dismissed. Next game. Why are we not going F4, lady? And E5. When developed knights can be kicked, we kick. E5 or Courtney dismissed for the second time. Oh! High T. Knight F3 or Bishop C4. Good. Bishop C4, please. Good. Dog shit. Queen D5 likely. Castles is also very good. Queen E2 is very good. Oh, actually, there's a neat tactic here, guys. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen d5 wins a piece, right? Hello, Courtney, and loose pieces drop off. Yeah, that does work, indeed. So we missed that board. I would have preferred that Courtney to be either rook e1, I don't know why you are taking this, or knight d5. Why are we not rook e1ing it first, making it a lot more complicated and difficult for black to handle? Why are you releasing tension instead of adding to it? Alright, so this was suboptimal but completely winning still. Okay. I'm totally happy with this. How did this game go for like 45,000 moves? Ay. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it off. Wait, what? Courtney. Like, yeah, I've got mate in 3 here, lady. What? Hello? Take, check, take, mate. Why are we taking stupid rocks? I really suck at coming. Oh, la. Okay, then. Habi needs to learn about female anatomy and, you know, all those things, apparently. Ay, Courtney. I didn't expect you to be, you know, that forthcoming. I was about to say that lucky for you, I'm here to help, but boy, would that have gone down very interestingly. Four. I didn't even realize what a genius call that was. You need to be forthcoming. Oh, whatever kind of coming it is, I'm here to help. The finest of the chess coaches. Helping Courtney to come. Okay, so he took all of their pieces. For whatever reason. I mean, you are trying your hardest to not to mate them. Courtney, like, come on, mate. Check, check, mate. How hard can it be? You really need to work on this lady because these are not acceptable moves. Like, rookie D1. Like, what the hell? Why are you taking that? Like, oh, man. These are the things that drive me mad when I see it by people. What is the goal of the chess game? Is it to capture your opponent's pieces? No. Checkmate the king. Check, checkmate. What are you doing? Like, why? It's absolutely zero sense in taking that. None whatsoever. Now you have got mated 2 again with checks. What time pressure? Bro, you have got 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Dismissed. Unacceptable. 100%. You should find these mates with literal 5 seconds on the clock. And you should practice this. Honestly. Like, this is absolutely not acceptable from someone on your level to miss like 10 back-to-back forced checkmates with checks. That's not on. Because it's gonna hurt your chess so badly. It's crazy. Like, you have more time on the clock than what most people spend on an entire game when they play bullet. I just told you. Check he, mate. And like, there are 5,000 variations of the same thing. That's the worst part of it. That there is check here, then check, then mate here. Then after taking the pawn, now it's mate in 2, because after check it's mate here. I'm dead serious, Courtney. It is not acceptable. Like, you are the equivalent now of a primary school student who went from year 1 to year 2, and they only recognized the letters of the alphabet up to G. And somehow it just got overlooked. Like, half of the alphabet is missing. And when someone asks, you know, can she read? Yeah. Can she write? Yeah. What letter is that? And you point at a Z and they go like, I don't know. Like, it is an absolutely vital skill that one based on your rating would assume you absolutely mastered back to front already. Now, I am going to dox you now and I'll tell the chat your rating. So you have got a 1266 blitz rating on Lichess. On that level, not finding a checkmate in 2 is crazy city. Absolute crazy city. Like, basically what happened here, I can totally see this happening, is that you are giving random checks and hoping that at one point it's gonna give the different sound indicating it's mate. And you are in absolutely zero control. Like, none whatsoever. Like, here you are missing mate in 1. Quoting time trouble when you have got 1 minute 43 on the clock. What? That's not on. That is not on, Courtney. That is not on. I very rarely recommend Puzzle Rush to people, but you definitely need to do that shit. 100%. Because I want you to find this and similar checkmates like this, like 50 of them in 1 minute, at the very least. 50 of them. And we found none. For reference. It's a matter of practice. It's not like, I like it when people act like, oh, I'm inherently shit at this. It's like, no. No, you're not. And in fact, and probably you guys are going to hate me for saying this, but hey, I'm very good at saying things that people don't like hearing. But the I suck at this actually after a while becomes an excuse and a kind of justification for yourself why you don't do it. And that's just not acceptable. Like, no, you don't suck it. You just never spend time fixing it. Fix it. There's no such thing as I can't do this and that I freeze. Like, yeah, now you do. Work on it. All right, folks, this is what we had time for today. Sinister Shadows, if you want any coaching info, you can reach me at without the exclamation mark. But note that I'm usually fully booked. Alright, folks, it was a lovely time together with you. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Please go ahead, check out my YouTube channel where similar content is to be found in abundance. Be very nice to each other. And we are going to rate someone.
Alright.
Looks like it's gonna be Zurability. Let's see if he's on. Wait, what? That doesn't seem right.
Yes, does not capture on d4 and wants to defend the e5 pawn with d6. Now we can do two things. We can either...
Is he only on YouTube? Oh, fuck, I hate this. Why would you only stream on there, though? That's weird. Okay, I'll send it to Panky. Take care, lovelies. I'm off. Cheerio. Bye. Have a good one. See ya. And so on.